This video is titled Resolve Data Conflict Feature Overview. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the purpose of this new feature. For RIX Enterprise to better support franchise store owners, we have enhanced our system to allow a franchise corporate organization to enter SKU or UPC data regardless of whether or not a store owner has entered a SKU or UPC. And here is the why. Current RIX Enterprise users probably already know this, but when a store owner enters a SKU or UPC in the system today, it prevents the corporate organization from entering the same SKU or UPC. This forces other store owners to also have to enter the same SKU and UPC data at their level, of course, until this release. So as an example, before this release, if you were store owner A and you created a SKU, then the corporate could not create that same SKU. We would not allow them to do that because you had already created it. So that would also force a different store owner to have to create that SKU as well. Versus if corporate had created it in the first place, then it would just flow down to all of the stores. Now with this new release, we will still allow the store owner to create the SKU, but we're also going to allow corporate to create that same SKU. It will then create what we call a conflict, and then we have something that's called merge product up, and we can resolve that conflict. So the next part I'm going to talk about how to define SKU and UPC conflict. A SKU conflict exists for a store owner when they have entered a SKU/brand and corporate has entered the same SKU/brand combination. If you don't use brand, then a conflict will exist if the store owner has the same SKU as a corporate SKU. So this is what I was talking about, where the store owner has created the SKU first and then corporate creates that SKU after. Same goes for UPC, and then what will happen is that will create that conflict. A UPC conflict exists for a store owner when they have entered a UPC and corporate has entered the same UPC. So same situation. If the store owner had created the UPC at the store owner level, and then after the fact corporate had created a UPC at the corporate level at the top. So now I'm going to talk about the impact that this has. So in doing so, we are now allowing for duplicate data in the system. From a store owner's perspective, this has the following negative impact. The first impact would be on lookups. Every SKU lookup within RIX Enterprise will now show both the store owner and corporate SKU. This should be an additional indicator to the store owner they have SKUs they need to resolve. So this is an example of the lookup screen in Manage SKUs. This particular SKU number, merge 1, is listed twice. And you have, at the top, you have the store owner SKU, and then right below that, you have the corporate SKU. We always list the store owner SKU first. So that right there is your indicator. That tells you that you have a conflict that needs to be resolved. The other lookup is at the POS. So I scanned this particular product and it popped up UPC not found. I clicked on the search online and it shows me this is the SKU here and I need to choose which one it should be. This one at the top comes from my store, and then the one right below it, same exact SKU or UPC, comes from the corporate. And most likely you're always going to check the SKU that came from the store level. The next impact would be on the automated inventory processes. It is important to note that any automated inventory process will not take action on a conflicted SKU. This includes generate automatic purchase order, generate automatic transfers, and generate balancing transfers. All of these automated features will ignore conflict SKUs. For example, Generate Auto PO will not purchase a conflicted SKU. So for example, this is the Generate Automatic Purchase Order screen. If I ran an Auto PO and I did not check where it says Exclude SKU Conflicts, it would not generate a PO at all on any SKUs. If I checked this, then it would still run my Auto PO. It would just exclude any SKUs that have conflicts. That's important to know. The next part of this is the notification that you'll receive. Anytime a duplicate SKU or UPC is entered into the system, the store owner who owns the SKU or UPC will receive a single alert message indicating they have conflicts. The stores should attempt to resolve these conflicts as soon as they happen. So this is an example of what you'll see under the system alerts on your home page. You'll see here that it says there are currently SKU or UPC conflicts in your product catalog. So here is where you can click to resolve these conflicts, and that will bring you to the correct screen to resolve those conflicts. So the people that are going to resolve these conflicts are the store owner, not corporate. So as long as you see a link here as a store owner, you'll be able to click on this, and that will bring you to the correct screen to resolve that conflict. This link here would be more for corporate. So if they want to click here to view these conflicts, they can click that, and that will bring up a report to let them know what stores have conflicts, so they can help you guys out by notifying you to let you know, hey, there's conflicts, you really need to get these resolved on your end. So this is what that report looks like, the SKU and UPC conflict summary. So the next part I'm going to talk about is the resolution. With this new release, RIX Enterprise now has the ability to merge SKUs up the organization tree, meaning a store owner can merge a SKU they own into a corporate SKU. The opposite is not the case. Corporate cannot merge a SKU to a store owner SKU. This is accomplished by using a new screen within RIX Enterprise called Resolve Data Conflicts. And you just go to Inventory, Stock Maintenance, and Resolve Data Conflicts. This screen is designed to allow a user to identify and take action on their SKU and UPC conflicts. So the actions that you can take for conflicting SKUs are merge conflicting SKUs. That's the first one, and that's the most common solution. The second one would be delete SKU, and that's only recommended if the store owner SKU does not have any transaction history. And the third one is to rename the SKU. So if the store owner SKU is not the same as the corporate SKU. And the two actions for conflicting UPCs would be, first one is merge SKU, and the second one would be delete store owner UPC. This video that you're watching is more of an overview video, so the next two videos will provide more detailed information around how to use the Resolve Conflict Data screen and Merge SKU screen. They will cover how to resolve a SKU conflict and how to resolve a UPC conflict. Also, you will find complete documentation for this feature in the help file, so you'll get all of the details from beginning to end on this new feature. Any additional comments and questions can be sent to the RIX support team. You can call us at 1-800-654-3123 extension 1, or you can send an email to help@rixsoftware.com.